I was asked to do a video on what it's like to live an occult life. Occult simply means hidden or secret. So I don't really have anything to say about living an occult life, but I think what the person really wants to know is what it's like to live a life where you're including magic in the equation. So that's what this video is going to be about today. Hi, I'm Sandra from MysteryWitchSchool.com, and if you're new to the channel and you want to be a witch or a Wiccan, hit the subscribe button and the notification bell so that you don't miss anything. Living a magical life for me means incorporating not just what I see, hear, touch, taste, smell, not that materialistic experience. But it's also about understanding that I'm part of a much more complex and connected energetic universe. So for me, living a magical life is about tapping into that and being one with that and working with that. And the most important part isn't just learning about, magic and learning about correspondences and, how different herbs and crystals and various different things correspond to different energies, different planets, different energies, all that kind of thing that goes into magic and all the different genres of magic. It's about what you can do with all of this stuff and how it can enhance your life, make it easier rather than complex. If you're living your life and you're not practicing anything that helps you be more focused on who you are and bringing who you truly are in the world, you're kind of living a life like a jellyfish. You're just being sort of at the mercy of the ocean tides in the ocean. And that can be really difficult because you can be very influenced by what's going on outside of yourself. And that can really make life really tough and really difficult. I find that with magic, having a magical life, especially when I'm incorporating the shadow work and that self-knowledge work, it actually can make life a lot easier. And the reason it makes it easier is because you can influence what's going on around you to a certain extent through using magic and like spellcraft to help things along. To help navigate your way through the world in a way that makes it just easier and more fun. So magic can help with that. It can assist with doing that. And I think I spent about 5 or 6 years at one stage not practicing magic at all. And honestly, it was really tough. It was really tough not incorporating magic into my life. I found it to be difficult. Emotionally difficult, spiritually difficult. I felt very spiritually disconnected because I wasn't practicing magic, because when you practice magic, you're connecting to the energies, you're connecting to the deities, you're connecting to spirits, you're connecting to planetary influences. So there's a sense that you're not alone, that you've got this connection going on with things that are beyond yourself, beyond the little human ego. And that is really, I find, really important. And having a sense of being able to have some say about things in my life that if magic wasn't there, I wouldn't necessarily have a say over. Living a magical life for me means know thyself. If you do any study on magic, particularly if you're looking at Western ceremonial magic or high magic, mysticism, you're going to see know thyself from the Hermetic teachings coming through a lot. And my experience is that the more that you know your true self, and the more you uncover your true self and allow your true self to shine and lead the way in your life, the much happier and easier life becomes, especially on the emotional front. The knowing thyself is about empowerment, and empowerment is not about having power over others, it's about having power over yourself, and that's where the true power is. In magic, you will come across people who are obsessed with being powerful and wanting to prove that they're more powerful than somebody else, and then they're a more powerful witch or they're a more powerful magician, and all this stuff around being powerful, on the outer sense of powerful. And if you do come across people who claim to be powerful and are always talking about what levels or degrees they may have achieved in their training in a way that is unnecessary, you can sort of sense that they actually may be talking a lot about being powerful, but actually on the inner, they're actually feeling very disempowered. Because when you're empowered, you don't have to go on an ego trip about how powerful you are. And that's one of the really great things about being empowered, is that ego part of us that gets insecure and self-doubt and feels shame and feels guilt about not being good enough or not knowing enough, and that person being better than you or that person having more than you, or being worried that that person may be jealous, or being jealous yourself of somebody else, all that stuff that goes on with the ego. If you're coming from a place of empowerment, that stuff's not an issue, and that actually makes you feel a hell of a lot better, and it actually makes you more empowered because those people aren't triggering you anymore, and you're not being triggered so much about them. And if they are triggering you, then you can just do more shadow work to figure out what the trigger actually is, and you get to learn more about yourself in the meantime. So for me, having a magical life is about doing that constant inner work, that constant shadow work, to enable me to know who I really am, to understand that who I thought I was, who I grew up believing I was not necessarily who I am, that it is a mask that I constructed in order to feel safe during my childhood, and that mask may not necessarily be very helpful to me as an adult, that I need to actually be stepping into my purpose and what I'm actually here to do. And I think that all of us really are here to create from our true selves, from our higher will, and to actually create our lives. That's the reason that we came here. And when you're doing that inner work, that know thyself work, it really helps with that. So on a daily basis, living a magical life means doing meditation every day. It means doing a daily practice and connecting with deity every day. So it may be various different deities depending on what I'm working on. I like to spend a lot of time with a particular deity so that I can really develop a relationship with them. And so I will work with that deity. At the moment, I'm working with Hecate in the mornings. So I will do a ritual practice in the mornings. It will involve grounding, it will involve some energy work for myself, communing with Hecate, doing mantra with Hecate, any work that I'm wanting to do, magical work or shadow work, working with Hecate's blessings, and doing meditation as a part of that. So for me, that's what living a magical life is at the moment. And then if anything comes up in life that needs some magical influence, it's just about, doing some magic, doing some spells in order to make it easier and to influence the situation. Also, it's about learning, constant learning, and not just learning about magic, like not just reading books on magic or doing courses on magic. It's also about listening to what else is going out there in the world, particularly in regards to the fringe of science, particularly with regards to healing, because we're learning so much about our own ability to be able to heal ourselves and to be able to create from our own thoughts and emotions. And this is something that's on the leading edge of science. So it's important to keep open about what's going on in that scientific community, as well as doing all the magical stuff, because it gives us more of an understanding of what is actually going on in the world, and that some of the stuff that we've been told about witchcraft and magic isn't necessarily true, or it's been misconstrued over the years. There's a lot of different varying beliefs out there, which you've got to kind of sift through and find out what's correct and what's not correct from your own experience. So it involves learning and keeping yourself up to date with what's going on, not just with occultism and magic, but also in regards to science as well. So that's a little bit of a rant about what it's like to live a magical life for myself. For me, my creative path really is more to do with education and empowerment. So my interest in working with people, working with you guys through these videos, through my courses, is to help you if you're just starting out on the path, and to help you work with a magical life, a magical spiritual life, so that you can feel connected, so that you can feel really truly empowered, and also create the life that you want to live and the life that you feel that you came here to live. And that's what the Mystery Witch School 101 course that I teach is all about doing. It's doing the stuff that you need to do in order to be able to live that kind of life. So that's where I'm coming from with my work. It's not traditional witchcraft. It's a mix of magic with inner work, with spiritual connection. So I'll leave the details to that course, Mystery Witch School 101, and if you're interested in taking your Wicca and witchcraft practice to a deeper level and you're exploring yourself at the same time, then do check that course out. If you like the video, hit the like button, share it with your friends, comment about what your experiences are leading an occult life or a magical life. And I'm Sandra from mysterywitchschool.com, and I'll see you on the next video. Blessed be.